is there a step 1, step 2, step 3, at least an understanding of the beginning of the process of this child has done things?
Yes.
Well, what's the solution? Lock them away?
No,
I don't know.
the solution is not incarceration. It's not. There is some form of rehabilitation, but first of all, you have to do an intake to determine why is that person doing that. There's always a causation, right? I'm not just going to be mean to you because I don't have anything better to do. Something is happening. You know, I think of an illustration in the workplace. If you have minority groups and the one minority got a job, right, and the other ones don't feel that he or she should have gotten the job because of their ethnicity, how do I change that? If I don't like white people or if I don't like black people, how will you help me to understand, other than through some form of empathy or holding someone accountable, right, through a verbal or written reprimand or ultimately termination or relocation of that person or persons, how does it get resolved?
So get to the root of it first.
You have no choice. So when I would deal with the bully and I would deal with I would always first just deal with the victim and find out what happened. Then you bring the bully or the bullies in and you determine, and they ultimately say, well, I don't know why. I'm not sure why I did it. I was wrong. And you try to get them to resolve the conflict, right, through some form of peer mediation and shake hands. And then I ultimately get their parents involved. And when the parents come in, they're like, well, you did what? You said what? And they pull them by their hair and get them out there and kick them in the butt saying, never again. And the parents are like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was happening. And when they see what they're doing online, I didn't know it was happening. Well, why not? You own that iPad. You pay that phone bill. You're ultimately responsible for that minor. So we don't often get to the root of the problem because we're so busy and inundated on our own self-absorbed world as adults ourselves. We're doing our own social media networking that we don't even know what our children are doing. So we're guilty of that, not helping to reduce that problem. And then shame on the administrators or a school system that doesn't want to look at the internal problem, because if it's happening once, just like in any organization, whether it's the church or work organization or corporate America, it's happening more than once. And if a bully's doing it to one person, chances are they're doing it to other people. It's just that whole domino effect.